popped off immediately. Which is really, really cool. Now we use our migration path. Oh, never mind. We don't have enough mana. We can use Glimpse at least. And then we can re-Glimpse. Let's grab a passage, then our library. Oh no, we don't have Giant in play. Never mind. Yeah, we got another turn, so everybody can attack. We draw here through Toski. Maybe we should have waited on the playing of our cards until we've seen the draw. But again, we're getting so much value that it's unimaginable. And I'm really grateful that we're able to pull the win off here against this Giant deck. Right? So here's another Epiphany. Oh, no, we're not discarding that. LOL. The land can go, I guess. You know, we're already down to 16 cards, so we need to make a move. It's like we're drawing too much, though. Right, Toski is going to draw us as many cards as Maya's running. Lapse. But hey, who can argue with the draw? Take that damage again. You know, do we have another Alrund's Epiphany in deck? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Down to 7. Massive draw. We don't... Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch Hello Good Game. Whether this is your first video or you've been along the journey now for a while, I appreciate every individual second that you choose to spend here with us today. With that being said, we are playing the Uber Ramp. This is the strongest deck I've played in a while, and you'll never guess what color combination it is. Green and blue. Simic is back to its former glory, you guys. This deck revolves around Toski, Bearer of Secrets, taking massive draws, and Alrund's Epiphany, giving you multiple turns. And then again, those crows are made and you take the draws off the crows. More Epiphanies, more turns, more draws. Your opponent won't know what hit them. The amount of value that you can put on the battlefield with this deck is absolutely insane. That's just the start of it, though, you guys. We have a 71% win rate within Diamond, climbing into the top 1100 Mythic. So a very nice showing of this deck for you guys today. A massive shout out to whoever was on my Twitter feed at 2:30 in the morning. They had a version of this deck that I took a screenshot of and built around it. Thank you so much. I don't know who you are because I was so tired that I had to... The screenshot doesn't show your name, and I'm sure I've just passed right back out. So shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the deck. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure all of you guys will appreciate the deck as well. Make sure to like the video to help support the channel. Subscribe for future content. Don't miss out on our 500,000 gem giveaway. 100 one-on-one sessions with myself that also come with 20 USD as well. Free cash prized monthly tournaments, Brawl, and Artisan. The middle weekend and the last weekend of every month. And, you know, lots more stuff going on. You know, I forget it. There's so much stuff going on, right? So check us out, you guys. Join the HGG family. Can't wait to meet you and share some good times within Magic the Gathering Arena. All right, let's break down the deck and get into our gameplay footage. All right, we had to represent today. You know, it takes a special power-up ability to get into Mythic, and today we do it with the spirit of blue. CGB would be proud. Uber Ramp is a very mid-range deck. I don't dare call it control because it's not that. We have an average converted mana cost of 4.1. This thing is heavy. We've got 14 creatures only and 21 non-creatures, 25 lands to bring everything all together. We have a single copy of Ugin. You know, just if things go wrong, they go sideways, you know, boom, you just pull out the game winner Ugin here. 7 CMC, 7 loyalty when he enters, +2, 3 damage to any target, -X, exiling each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's 1 or more colors. So, of course, this is everything that's not colorless. And -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put 7 permanents that are in your hand into the battlefield, which is very oppressive. And, you know, this is by no means what the deck revolves around. At a certain point, though, you do have to include 1 Ugin in your deck to remain competitive, especially in a mid-range or control best-of-1 deck. With that Band-Aid being ripped off, the comments get flamed. Ugin is gross, right? Let's talk about some of the meat and potatoes behind this deck. I mentioned we're using Alrund's Epiphany. This is one of our favorite cards to cast in the deck. It's a 7 converted mana cost sorcery that will create 2 1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying, and then we take an extra turn after this one, exiling Alrund's Epiphany after that trigger is given. We can foretell it for 6 instead of 7, so, you know, the slight mana cost reduction there could come in helpful if it's in your hand early game. With that being said, the Epiphany will not only give you the double turn, but it gives you the crows as well, right? And then, you know, with our second turn, we'll play Toski, Bearer of Secrets, a 1/1 with Indestructible. The spell can't be countered. Toski, Bearer of Secrets, attacks each combat if able, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So we're going to have those crows or those ravens in the air attacking our opponent. Toski is in play. We get the draw now off of the ravens, and that's really, really good. You know, ideally drawing more copies of Alrund's Epiphanies so we can string them together, taking turn after turn after turn after turn, which is, you know, really, really cool. So, how do we get there? Well, we get there with things like a turn 2 Glimpse the Cosmos, a 2 CMC sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. As long as you control a giant, you may cast a Glimpse of the Cosmos from your graveyard for 1 mana, rather than paying its original cost of 2. If you cast it from your graveyard, you do have to exile it afterwards, which is really, really, really cool. So, we're casting this on turn 2 to look for a turn 3 ramp spell, which happens to be Cultivate for 3 converted mana at sorcery speed. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put 1 into your hand and 1 into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. That's really, really good. You know, that will bring us into our 4th mana with 5th in hand, allowing us to, you know, potentially play our Graven Lore, or we could go in now with something like another Cultivate or a Migration Path, in which we have 4 copies of in the deck at sorcery speed for 4 converted mana. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put both of them into the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle your library. This is great. You know, it's taking us from either 4 or 5 to 7 or 6, allowing us to drop either our 8th on our next upkeep or our 7th, which will, you know, ignite our whole deck. It brings everything online. That's our most expensive thing is Ugin at 8, and everything else is 7 mana or cheaper, right? Also, once we're up to that mana, right, once we have our 7 mana in play, we can cycle this card away. You know, that is recommended. Later on in game, you may also want to just keep playing lands. The nice thing about the cycling is you can hold up your mana, you know, interact with your opponent with a few other things that we'll discuss in a second. But if that's not the situation, you may just want to continue thinning your library because you're taking only 1 card out with cycling, but with the Migration Path, you're taking 2 cards out of your library. And the less cards we have in our library, the higher the chance of drawing Alrund's Epiphany is, right? Which is really, really nice. Similar to the old Nexus deck, where we wanted to thin our library so the chance of pulling a Nexus increased every turn, which is quite nice. So, you know, like I said, your ideal play out of the gate is turn 2 Glimpse, securing a turn 3 Cultivate. If you already have a turn 3 Cultivate, Glimpse can pull something else dependent upon what match you're in. And now that comes into our overall synergies, our overall strategy, which is identifying which deck you're playing against. We'll discuss that later, though. So, you know, Cosmos, Cultivate, Migration Path, Epiphany, right? That's the loop that you want to take. After Epiphany's in play, Toski goes in, you draw, right? You can easily disrupt your opponent with lots of shenanigans along the way, whether it be 3 copies of Brazen Borrower's Petty Theft at instant speed, return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. You also have a creature attached to this, which makes it of very high value, a 3/1 with flash and flying. It can only block other creatures with flying. An amazing card as far as I'm concerned. We have Further Disruption within 2 copies of Mystical Dispute at instant speed. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a blue spell, #rogues. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, which is quite nice. If we don't have any need to ramp, and we don't have any need to use Disruption, right? So we're not ramping really as aggressively if we don't have a Graven Lore, if we don't have Alrund, if we don't have the Cyclone Summoner, which is a 3 copied card, 7 converted mana cost, 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand, except for giants, wizards, and lands, which is really, really quite nice. So, you know, if we don't have Alrund's Epiphany, Ugin, the Summoner, Graven Lore to ramp into, then it's okay to relax. If you don't have things to disrupt with Dispute, with Petty Theft, it's okay to relax. And if we do get the rare chance to relax, we can play Cosima, God of the Voyage, a 3 converted mana cost, which is why we do kind of have to be in a position where we don't need to ramp. You know, we don't need the Cyclone Summoner to bounce an aggro deck. You know, our opponent's playing as just as slow as we have, and we have nothing to ramp into, right? In that case, you know, you play the God of the Voyage, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile it. If you do, it gains whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. If it is exiled, you may put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return it to the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and draw X cards where X is the number of Voyage counters on it. So, you know, you can keep it exiled and just keep stacking Voyage counters on it, which has massive synergy with our Cultivate, with our Migration Path, because we're playing multiple lands per turn, right? Giving us multiple Voyage counters per turn, and then we can bring it back with multiple chances per turn, and we can, you know, draw multiple cards through it, which is great. And then, of course, on the opposing side, we have the Almond Kneel for 2, a 3/3 legendary artifact vehicle. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library. You may play lands from among those cards as long as they remain exiled, and the crew cost is 1. You know, this isn't really a focus of ours, but if you have 2 copies of it, and you don't have a Glimpse, and you don't have an Avalanche Caller, you know, throw it in. You may as well spend your mana for that turn if you don't need to hold up a counterspell within Dispute or the Borrower. Dispute only if you're playing against a blue deck, of course. So we mentioned the Avalanche Caller as a possible 2 converted mana cost drop. 2 copies of this in deck. It is a 1/3 snow creature human wizard. We can pay 2. Target snowland we control becomes a 4/4 elemental with hexproof and haste until the end of turn. It is still a land. This is a prime example of another absolutely broken uncommon in Kaldheim. The free-to-play is... The bar is set really high this set. It's not maybe as broken as Ikoria, right? But it's very, very good. It's better than we've seen in a while. So again, we can sink all of our land because we're ramping. We have literally unlimited ramp, and then we can make all of those lands 4/4s, which is really cool. So that's great. We talked about Glimpse of the Cosmos already. We talked about all of our disruption. We talked about our ramp. We talked about our draw, which we do have a little more of within Graven Lore, a 5 converted mana cost snow instant, which is amazing. Scry X, where X is the amount of snow spent to cast this spell, and then draw 3 cards. Scry 5, draw 3 for 5 mana. Oh my lantern. And it's at instant speed, so you can hold up your removal, your interruption, and if it doesn't pan out, then you use Graven Lore. So good, you guys. I love it. We talked about everything over here, the Epiphany, the Summoner, Ugin. We've got 3 Faceless Haven. We can sink 3 snow mana into it to have it become a 4/3 creature with Vigilance. It is a creature of all types, which will make it a giant, which can survive our Glimpse the Cosmos, which is really cool. It will also survive our Cyclone Summoner. So a great attacker there. We've got 4 Fabled Passages, 4 Barkchannel Pathways as the Simic Pathway, 7 Snow Forests, and 8 Snow Islands. No sideboard day today. We're playing best of 1. So that's the list, and we broke down a lot of the strategies and synergies as we went through it. To recap, you want to be ramping into Alrund's Epiphany as quickly as possible to get double turns, to get Toski out after it, and then start taking draws, and then, you know, just accumulate too much value that your opponent won't be able to come back from. We can also play our Cosima, you know, start drawing that way, and we also get a big body for later, which is really cool. Our opponent will have creatures. Then we focus on ramping into our Cyclone Summoner. We bounce all their creatures back. They've got to re-spend all of that mana now. All of the tokens just get destroyed. And we already have all of our mana accumulated to do lots of these other things that we want to do, which is really, really cool. So whether you're just strictly ramping into a double turn because you've not been hindered, or you're ramping into your Cyclone Summoner because they're an aggro deck and you need to bounce things back, that's your main objective. And you can take little side routes on the way if you're able to do so. You know, whether it be using counter spells and disruption, or, you know, doubling down with the God of the Voyage for draws. And of course, you know, if things get risky because you're drawing so many cards in the deck, which you will be, trust me, you can use something like the Avalanche Caller just to make all of your lands accessible as big baddies to get lethal. I wish there was more to the deck. This is a simple deck to play. It's a very fun deck to play, and it is surprisingly competitive. Again, 71% win rate, crushing it into the top 1100 Mythic, you guys, with it. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. I'm not sure Alrund's Epiphany will last its entire life cycle. We've seen Nexus not last its entire life cycle, and that was the last double turn thing we had. Other than Teferi, which I'm really trying to work on. I want to combine Teferi with Alrund, with maybe Vorinclex, and we can just, like, double turn all the time. That would be so exciting. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends. Download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant. Whether you're looking for your deck statistics, which is really cool, or you're looking at, you know, your history of who's on the ladder, how you're doing compared to them, your collection stats. You can even see which decks you can craft based on your current card collection, which is really cool. So you've seen I own all these cards for all these decks, and then it'll show you the ones I'm missing as well. So, you know, check out some new decks available to you within Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant for free. Everybody on Windows, in the Linktree link in the description below. You'll find it. You'll find all my stuff there. Like, comment, subscribe, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and our Amazon link. Call to actions complete. Awesome deck complete. Great video complete. Take care, you guys. Enjoy. Right, this one is on me and random Twitch user XXX. X, I have no idea. Maybe 4's better than 3 there. Take care, you guys. Enjoy the deck and enjoy the video. We'll see you soon with our final thoughts. After many minutes waiting, we're ready to play. Mulligan keep. Honestly, it's not good. I think we toss it. Keep 6. We will toss our Epiphany for now and just ramp up, right? Ramp, ramp, ramp. Our opponent is back on the wait. If they start playing, oh my gosh, they're too much. I love it. Just waiting for our opponents. Every move. Really, really riveting stuff here by our opponent. Now that they're successfully logged into our Twitch stream, they got a good look at our hand. We can progress now with the match. LOL. They're here. They're here. It's okay, you guys. Right? They're perfectly in chat. So, I mean, I don't know what to do. It seems everybody just feels free to log into the Twitch stream now, which is cool. I appreciate that you all recognize me, but, you know, I'm not looking at your hands, and I'm not taking up your time through a process. Like, I'm trying to create YouTube content. Come on, you guys! Have a little class! Not that it's unclassy. I mean, whatever. I appreciate it. It's part of the job, I guess. It's just play the game, though. Doesn't always have to be so slow. It's like my internet's pretty bad, so they have to wait like seconds at a time for it to catch up. Anyways, let's just do our best regardless of it, right? I appreciate being recognized, like I said, so I'm trying to shift away from, you know, having it to be a bad thing that annoys me to just being like, it's a good thing, yeah? So straight chillin', passage in play. You know, just Azorius removal. It's probably Tegrid removal with the lantern, I assume. Could be big ol' angels as well, yeah. So that seems a lot more likely. Now that they've confirmed we have no removal in our hand. Let's just go for it. You know, if we're gonna go big, we better get there in a hurry, right? So we have plenty of mana. We can deal with their threats here. Relatively easy if we get a good draw. Land and tapped. That's fine. A Baneslayer. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Up to 25. They'll get to 27 here. But we're gonna shut that down in a hurry. Off the top, we tricked you. So that's gonna put a wrench in their plans. At least for a hot second or two, right? And, you know, we do beat Baneslayer on one-on-one combat. Oh, gosh. Oh! More of the El Removos. Falcon play again. You dirty dog. We have so much land. Let's take it now. Massive Scry. You know what cards we want. That's one of them. I guess this could be another that's pretty fun. And then let's risk the rest. Let's toss this to the edge, please. And then we hold up El Disrupto. End our turn. The 2 damage is irrelevant to us, if I'm being totally honest. Down to 16, that's okay. Keep them down from 27. Or let them go up to 27, just bounce this all, and try to keep bouncing it all. And it costs more than the other. Have as much life as you want. Well, that's not really the greatest, but it will be the start because they're tapped, right? So let's get that in play. Toski in play as well. Or let's take the triple draw. Big hit, right? 3 damage, massive, right? Triple draw though, Toski in the house. We're looking for double turns, double turns, double turns. Okay, Giant does some stuff here. More land in play, I'm sure they appreciate that. Let's take a little glimpsey-do to the future. Petty theft is fun for us as well. Okay, Cosima can come out. Omen Neil can come out. And then we're still ready to do our jazz. Four cards in hand. Oh, that's a hot pick. Valkyrie back to your hand. Oh, we should have waited because they'll just recast it. They don't gain life here though. And then I think we just bounce everything, right? Right, it keeps us from taking any damage for the turn. Definitely get this into exile. This passage sucks. Let's thin our library. Put a Voyage counter on, yes. Sack our passage, yes. We'll take a forest, I guess. Take action. We could crew with this, but it doesn't matter. All attacks. They don't have life gain, so it doesn't matter. We get a single draw. Let's bounce everything. We had access to a draw again. Nothing, really. Should we just take the migration path to cycle? I guess. Right? That could be a play. LOL. Yeah. Stuff. Alright, do they have more removal on our 7/7? If anything, we're gonna mill ourselves. Valkyrie Angel in play. And then their Retribution. And then we can attack, though, and they're forced to defend in a weird way. Right? Expert from Planeswalkers. That's fun. They gain life. Look at the symbol on that for the Hexproof from Planeswalkers. I love it, because it's not a color, it's like a... And that's the Planeswalkers symbol. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to cycle this. Maya's in studio. Right? What's up, Maya? Yeah! Get it, girl. It's our turn here. Where's our Epiphany? Take a little Droskis. Yes, we're not ready to draw yet. There it is! Ah, that does feel nice. Double turns are fun. I don't mind the double block. We get to pick on which one we kill. Right? That's quite alright with us. They just take the damage, which is insane. We get another turn. Woo! This is where it gets a little too much fun. So how long till they concede, right? Let's put a Voyage counter on that. Please take action. And we should now bounce all the permanents back. We get our other Cyclone Summoner, so now we're just... oh, it's non-giants. But we do get the attack here. I'm just always used to only having the one giant. But that's fine. Good damage. We could have played Toski for the draw there. But I think we just are going to go aggro mode. So hard to say. It's like so many ways to win this match. We have a whole another turn, don't we? No, we don't. We could take a massive draw here. I think that's what we'll do. Right? Land and play. Voyage counter, yes. Decline. Infield, take the massive draw. Which is a lot of land. 3 sevens. One's a little stronger than the others, but let's see how you fare, angels. Oh, this gentleman's still in our Twitch chat. You'll need more than sight of my hand to win today. Righteous Valkyrie in play, respectable. That's a good card. We've got 17 cards left in deck. 2 more Epiphanies, which should be quite all right. We have no more Giants, which is sad. Decline. We just want to bash. Well, that's not nice. So like Snow in, Toski out, then it's like no land in play, no land in play, no land in play. And let's get a little Drawski off our Toskis. It is a good match. I'm glad that the deck worked out so well. You know, you come up against a fan, you gotta represent, right? Sploosh. I think they've accepted defeat here. And we just have lethal. I didn't even realize. Big old lethals as well. They could have blocked the 7s, though. They just take it. Good game, bro. Good game. Alrighty, so that's like a perfect demonstration of how the deck worked in that first match. This one's a little weird. We have the Epiphany, which is great. Cosmos can draw the ramp to get us there. So I think this is a keep. Alright, island for island. That's never a good sign. What's on the backside of this? It's a lava glide. Is this the, is it Tempo? Is it, Jeskai? There's lots of that going around right now. Could be Grixis for all I know. Now it's gotta be, another lava glide. It's gotta be just, is it? Oh, nice. Is it Tybalt's Trickery? Alright, they get an Ugin. Do you think we can beat Ugin? Let's make them, like, you know what? Screw this guy. We're gonna make him work for it. Bouncing it does nothing. But that's what we have to do. I need to cultivate into that first, though. Ugin, Ugin, Ugin. Love you. We're gonna bounce it in a little bit. It can power up, right? Then we just need to stop the ultimatum is the thing. So we may as well let it get to 11 before we smack it. No play this turn, though, which is hurtful. I guess we'll replay it later. Oh gosh, what am I thinking, right? It's true, it's true. They can't replay it. They don't have the land. I should have bounced it and saved the damage. It's fine, though. We don't cares. All I care about is ramping. Ramp, ramp. You gotta be the ramp god, right? Gotta truly embody the ramp god Alrund. We got 2 in hand, you know what I mean? We're sitting on 5. We could do this. We could win this match. And it just goes to show you, don't concede, even when they do pop it off. Double foretell. We don't care about our life total. Let's get a draw in. I'd Graven Lore or land. We already have a Graven Lore. Oh my lantern. Oh my lantern. Let's make it work, people. It's not even good enough to win when it gets it. I love it. That has got to be a disappointment. Oh my gosh. They try so many times just to get Ugin out, and then they do, and it just isn't enough. This is exactly what we want. Turn 3 Cultivate, turn 4 Migration Path, which is typically set up to a turn 2 Glimpse, which we just have organically. Can find us some land, I guess. I mean, if we need it. I guess it can find us some Alrunds, really. Maybe some Giants to wipe this. We find an Alrund off the top. Groovy. I can't believe that last match we actually didn't get to cast our double turns. That's actually, like, a little bit hurtful, right? We could have done it then, but instead we foretold them, and then we still didn't get to cast them. We should have just went for it. Let's take the damage just before revealing what land we're playing. Okay. It's so they have the less information to go off of. We need a forest. Nice. So now we don't have to worry about playing the passage at all here. We can go straight without worry into Glimpse. Just finding some goodies. The Giant is what I want. But the land's not bad, but we get all the land we need. So let's take our draw engine through the lore. That's for later. That's for later, man! We're into Cultivate next turn. And then, like I said, the Migration Path after that. And, you know, that's going to be enough land to start using our Alrund. Then we've got Graven Lore. And hopefully we find a Giant, push everything back to their hands. Go from there. Oh my gosh, stop it. Gulp. Let's see if we can get there. Luris. Oh. We need to get there quickly. Hashtag Damage Town. It's in our library, right? More chance of pulling that Giant. Do they hit us for 12 next turn? One, 2, 6, 9. Oh my gosh. So we're going to hit 6 organically. So let's foretell this. We can use it next turn. Now we have the Brazen Borrower, which can protect us. Or is it not going to protect us? Let's foretell this too. And then, you know, we just risk it. Whatever. Screw it. Because, you know, they're just going to Alsed, right? And then replay Alsed. So we definitely need that Giant. That's not a Giant. We're really risking it here, I guess, is the thing. Some chump blockers at the very least, but they can give protection from blue. That's also not a Giant. Take our damage because they untap. We go again. Oh my gosh. And it's expensive. And they just have lethal. Yeah, they just beat us. Straight up aggro. These Alsets can be kind of tricky sometimes, right? Let's glimpse again. Graven Lore's too expensive. Oh my gosh. And it's a 7-drop. We could dig for another bounce. There's no way we get this off. They have lethal. It was there. We just couldn't get it. No. Not happening. Not happening. Good game. Close. No scar, though. We need that Giants. Our opponent goes first here. We've got cultivates with our beloved Giant in hand. Lands a little late, but I think we can draw 3. Hello, good game. With the heart skis. They're on the play. More mono away. Lovely. Oh, we get the land. That's actually really nice. We're going to pull an island with that. Doesn't really matter. We have the pathway, but thinning the library is always great. Uh-oh. We see some beloved cycling. Okay. So the borrower is of extremely high value here, bouncing the fox. Rescuer's just as annoying, but I think we can deal with that. Since we're not ramping, I'm going to bounce it right now. So that's mana they have to respend, right? And then we're into cultivates, and by then we should be able to pop our giant off. Toski for the draw, which should help us find Alrund. Rescuer replayed. Cycling makes the token, right? No damage yet. We're on turn 3. We're already getting Cultivate off before we've taken any damage. And we have another. That's actually really good for us. Doesn't matter. Now we're all set up. Right, next turn we drop 5, go to 6, and then 7 in hand. We're ready for our Cyclone Summoners. We have 20 life. Ooh, the Reptilian Reflection is actually pretty cool. That's a 5 CMC with haste, or a 5 power with haste, right? Ouchies. So that's a thing that I'm not looking forward to. They might have lethal next turn. I guess that doesn't matter. We're just rebouncing it. Getting hit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If they have flare, they win. I don't doubt it. They typically do. Any other form of damage. Drain and Stinger, they win. Right? Good game. That hurt. That Reptilian Reflection is a little bit disgusting. Right? That's just lethal. Gulp. Wow. That performed very, very well. Nice. Alright, let's turn this ship around, you guys. Certainly not 3 losses in a row. That's heartbreaking. We need... Oh, mono red? Perfect. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Yeah, more aggro decks, please. Cool, 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 cool. Where's all the Orion decks at? That's what I want to while out on. Oh yeah, hit for 3, turn 2. Pretty curvy, bro. This sucks so bad. It's like we need to use this borrower, but we need like 10 more borrowers. There's no way we make it out of this without a little help. Well, that's not the issue. It's surviving. Some of these aggro decks are quick, man, and they always seem to have the perfect draw. Like, we even interrupted that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We get the giants. We don't survive next turn. And we would only be dropping 6 without the path. We might die right here. I don't know. If we don't, there's a chance we could survive, but it's looking pretty risky biscuits. Biggery with the showdowns is busted. It's just mono red scalds. They also have the Skyclave, it looks like, though. So it's a healthy Boros mix. Oh my gosh. If they have another champion, I'm going to lose my mind. Just a shock. Wow, yeah, that's lethal. One shock coming up to seal the deal. No, they don't get it. And we drop Ugin right on their choppers. Got a -4, though. And if they have haste, they win. There's no way they don't win. Gulp. Have you ever heard the saying, too little, too late? I think this applies to us here today. Any haste and we lose. Any stomp damage and we lose. Double turn is about the best thing that could have ever happened to us.
Consider this a warning. My flames burn beyond perception.
Take the attack. Shut everything down. Spins back to our hand. Safe and sound. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. HGG's gonna buy you another turn. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the doctor draws here. Jekyll! No direct damage! Don't you dare! Annex is okay. That's safe. Robert is safe as well. Double turn it. Oh my god, you guys. Comeback of the frickin' century. Yes. I'll take a massive swing in damage. We get the robber. Okay. Now this is where it gets questionable. 13 damage. 13 minus 5 is 8. Which equals another turn. What? How did we not try it there? Surely we'll draw it. What? What? Guess we swing in, right? We're minusing on 3, so everything dies. We could have had lethal, I guess, if we went around. That's on me.
The axiomatic structure of reality is surprisingly flexible.
We also have no blockers. This is something that I didn't take into account if they pull haste. Right, we should have left the giant to defend. They could beat us here. They do. We miss lethal, so they definitely deserve to beat us. Let's see if they do. No, they don't. We get so lucky. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you. Every break counts when you make a mistake like that, right? We go first, but I don't like this hand. There's no ramp, so let's toss it. There she is. I think we can toss one of our cultivates. Grab a forest out of the gate. They take their scry. Let's let them make that decision, and then we sack our passage. Now that there's no more decisions for them to make, we can reveal what deck we're playing. This is a pretty new deck, so I'm not sure they'll know. Invasion of the Giants. Okay, so we definitely are dealing with Is It Giants. Taking the scry too. Luckily, we have our own giants, so we can survive their wipe, right? And that's cool beans. Do you think we have time? Or should we just progress? It's not like we have anything to ramp into yet. The thing about God of Voyage is you need it to survive for one turn. We're taking 2 damage here. They reveal a giant. It's Bone Crusher. Oh, it's Tectonic Giant. Okay. Which is great. We need to really be worried about Calamity Bearer. Quakebringer. Okay, Bone Crusher just right in play. And then they're going to drop Calamity Bearer on top for 4 and hit us for 8. Let's spin our library. It would be, what, a 3/5? Which would block this. And we draw 1. Yeah, I think that's the right play. And that way we can block, and then we can still keep ramping. So this is going to be super awkward. Is it a Calamity Bearer? It's a Thrix? Is that a giant? It is a giant! Migration Path. And then we just hold up this Borrower, I guess, right? Pass our turn. I mean, this is hella awkward, if I'm being honest. And our bounce isn't going to bounce those things. Like, we need Ugin. Like, we're just screwed here. We're just hosed here, you guys. This is an unwinnable matchup. If they have Embercleave here, I'm gonna cry. They probably do. Dragonfire, not quite as bad. Can you imagine if we could still play it with counters on it from exile? That would be cool. So let's fold in. And we can actually take a hit here, right? Potentially we just go wide. We take our damage. We're gonna have 10 mana as well. They spent all of their mana on that. Yeah, we need a draw, right? Like... Maybe we can find double turns. The lore doesn't do anything that we need it to. Shit. We go to 11. Tectonic Giant in place, fine. We're gonna get hit here, though. We can block it if there is a Calamity Bearer, at least. That's what they're looking for. 100%. They probably have it in hand as well. I do not doubt that. And it sucks that we just can't bounce their Giants, or else we would have already had this in the bag. Basically, we need an Ugin. Okay. Take our draw. We need everything we can get. That's not it. So, we have 11 lands. That's a lot of attackers. We can't cast 5 and... Like, we could grab a double turn this way, maybe. I guess let's go for it. The plot thickens. Kind of resets them. You know, Bone Crusher doesn't do anything now. They've got 3 cards in hand. Okay. Stomp does do something. That's our only Ugin. We get a really nice draw and indestructible blocker. Let's take our 2 draws. Eight mana. We could do both. Let's just take a bunch of land in play, and then we'll take our Cosima after, right? So take action. Here's more land. And now this time we'll decline, bring it out for the draw. Alright, well, I mean, we have counter on a blue spell, potentially. They've got a ton of mana available, though. We do have 2 blockers, 16 life, massive draw, lots of land. That's going to complicate things. Yes, take action. Get in the exile bin. Land in play. Come out, draw me a card. Oh, it clears the counters on it every time. I see. Yeah, the draw's fine. Let's see what we get. Alrund's Epiphany is great. Glimpse is good. Land can go. Cosima can go. We have 10 available mana, which is great, so this just gets popped off immediately. Which is really, really cool. Now we use our migration path. Oh, never mind. We don't have enough mana. We can use Glimpse at least. And then we can re-Glimpse. Let's grab a passage in our library. Oh no, we don't have Giant in play. Never mind. Yeah, we got another turn, so everybody can attack. We draw here through Toski. Maybe we should have waited on the playing of our cards until we've seen the draw. But, again, we're getting so much value that it's unimaginable. And I'm really grateful that we're able to pull the win off here against this Giant deck. Right? So here's another Epiphany. Oh, no, we're not discarding that. LOL. The land can go, I guess. You know, we're already down to 16 cards, so we need to make a move. It's like we're drawing too much, though. Right? Toski is going to draw us as many cards as Maya's running. Elapse. But hey, who can argue with the draw? Take that damage again. You know, do we have another Alrund's Epiphany in deck? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Down to 7. Massive draw. We don't see it. I guess Faceless Haven in play. We can bring this out so the summoning sickness goes away. Take the draw. And Avalanche Caller in play. We have big boy lethal here. So many other things we could do. Oh, they get fed up with it. There's too many cards! We get another turn. We make all of our land creatures. We just bash home. I guess, in a long story short, that's it. Wow, this deck is incredible. Like, Toski combined with Alrund's Epiphany for the massive draw into more Alrund's Epiphanies via the Ravens. Wow. So much fun. All right, we go first. The land looks good, and we have an early Cosima. Our opponent mulligans. They're thinking about a second mulligan. No. We have no one drop. Passage in play. Pass our turn. We take an island. Innkeeper. Okay. So that's not good. Means it's a relatively quick deck. We're looking for a turn 3 Cultivate. Or do we Cosima and we turn 4 Migration Path? Yes. Gives us a blocker, potentially. Or it exiles on our... Yeah, on our upkeep, right? Yeah, so we get the blocker this turn, which is really good. And then we're able to Migration Path. Oh, you son of a bee. No, we just go for it. That puts us at 6. We can take a hit or two. It's okay. It appears they could be bricking. That casket was a hot drop, though. I'll give him that. Lovestruck Beast. That's okay. Well, that's not a land. Graven Lore. Massive Scry. Massive draw. One of my favorite draw cards. It's instant speed, you guys! Wow! Look at all that land! I don't even need Cultivate anymore. I'd rather see what's underneath of it. It's probably just more land, right? Alright. Pass our turn. Before we do blockers. Like, once they attack. Yeah, this is great. Bounce the casket. We get our defender back. We kill the Edgewell Innkeeper. Scoop-de-loop-de, baby. They have to shepherd it back to their hands? Okay. Cool. That means unless they play a land, they're not casketing us again. Which they're not. Yeah, we've got this. We've got this. Take action, get out of here. We're gonna bounce the field. Kill the tokens. 2/2 goes back to hand. We take our draw for Alrund. There it is. That's full combo. I mean, our opponent's never gonna come back from that. Feels bad, but I'll take the win. Right? I'll take the win. This is another one of my favorite cards. Good game. Ugin play. Love it. Land goes. Epiphany out! Epiphany out! Epiphany go! And I think that finally takes us into Mythic rank. It's been a long season. Typically I do this with one deck in one day. I just go right there. But I'm really looking to enjoy the new decks. Call time. So we've been playing 2 new decks a day, and we still hit Mythic relatively quickly. What day is it? The 9th? Right? That's not bad. 9 days to Mythic while playing 2 new decks every day. Pretty cool beans. Let's see what rank we enter. Just for anybody who's maybe not entering Mythic every month. Maybe they're entering it later on in the month. Because I used to enter it when I first started in the last days of the season, and I'd get like 92%, 93%, and you can see the earlier you'll enter Mythic in the season, the higher ranked you'll be because there's less people in Mythic, right? So that's pretty cool. As far as our final thoughts go for the video, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is new deck number 14. We pulled a list off of Twitter this morning. I don't even know where this came from. I had a screenshot. I tried to go look back who it was so I could give recognition and they throw some viewers their way potentially. But I couldn't find it. So, if you guys know whose deck this was, let me know in the comments below. And I'm sure they would appreciate the shout out. And I'm giving it to you, whoever you are. I just forget who. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I woke up and I was just like, what's on Twitter? And I seen Alrund's Epiphany. I was just like, yep, click. I got it. So this is a list that's modified from that, which is a lot of fun. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to help support me along this journey. You can go ahead financially if you're a baller as well on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and we even have an Amazon link which you can purchase your goodies through. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Don't forget to download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant for free to everybody on Windows. Lots of cool stuff in there for you as well. Take care, and we'll see you soon in the next video.